not because of bad strategy, but because they trust the wrong broker. Don't let a scam broker destroy your trading journey.
Welcome to Forex Strategies. I'm Michael David, helping you trade smarter and avoid costly mistakes in the Forex market. One of the biggest mistakes traders make is focusing only on strategy while ignoring the broker they use. A bad broker can manipulate prices, delay withdrawals, or completely block your account. That's why verification is the first step before trading. To solve this problem, we use a tool called WikiFX. WikiFX is designed to help traders check if a broker is legitimate. It provides detailed data, including ratings, regulatory status, complaints, and risk warnings. Let's break down what WikiFX offers. First, broker ratings. Each broker is scored based on credibility and risk level. Second, regulation information. This shows whether the broker is licensed by recognized authorities. Third, user complaints. Real traders share their experiences, especially. First things first, launch the WikiFX app or head over to the website. This is your starting point for verifying any Forex broker before you trust them with your money. Simple step, but extremely powerful. Type in the broker's name using the search bar. As you type, WikiFX will instantly pull up matching results, so you can quickly find the exact broker you're looking for. Make sure you select the correct one, as some names can be very similar. A score above 7 is generally considered safer, while anything below 5 should raise concern. Now, this is where it really matters. Check the broker's regulation. Look closely at the license status. Is it properly regulated or flagged as suspicious or even a clone flank? Never skip this. Don't ignore what other traders are saying. Go through the user reviews carefully. Look for patterns, not just one-off complaints. If multiple people are reporting withdrawal issues, take a moment to check the exposure section. This is where real users report scams, fraud, or suspicious activity. If a broker shows multiple exposure cases, don't ignore it. That's a serious red. Scam brokers often lure traders with huge bonuses, guaranteed profits, fake regulation certificates, and aggressive pressure to deposit more money fast. The moment you notice any of these red flags, walk away immediately. Let's compare two brokers. The first broker has a low rating, no verified regulation, and multiple complaints from users. This makes it a high-risk option.
The second broker shows a strong trust score, verified licenses, and positive trader feedback, making it a much safer choice. Always choose transparency over promises.
Script. All right, let's walk through this step by step so you can protect yourself before trusting any Forex broker with your money. Right now, I'm opening the WikiFX app. If you don't have it installed yet, you can also access it through their website. This platform is designed to help traders verify brokers and avoid scams. And trust me, this is something every trader should be using. Now that the app is open, I'm on the home page. You can see different sections here, but what we're interested in is the search function. So I'm tapping on the search bar at the top of the screen, and now I'm typing in the name of the broker I want to check. As I type, you'll notice suggestions start to appear. This is helpful because sometimes brokers have similar names, and you don't want to select the wrong one by mistake. All right, I'm selecting the correct broker from the list. Now we're on the broker's profile page. This page contains a lot of important information, so don't rush through it. Take your time and go through each section carefully. First, let me scroll a bit so you can see the overview. Right here, you'll usually find a rating score. This score gives you a quick idea of how trustworthy the broker is, but don't rely on this alone. It's just a starting point. Now, I'm scrolling down to check one of the most important parts, the regulation. This is where many people make mistakes. They see a broker claiming to be regulated and assume everything is fine, but you need to verify it properly. So right now, I'm looking at the license information. Pay attention to the status. Does it say regulated, no licenses, or something like suspicious clone? If it says suspicious clone, that's a major red flag. It means the broker might be pretending to have a license that actually belongs to another legitimate company. Even if it says regulated, don't stop there. You should still check the details like which authority issued the license and whether it's a strong regulator. All right, now I'm scrolling further down. Next, I'm going to tap into the user reviews section. This is where you get real feedback from other traders who have already used this broker. As I scroll through the reviews, I'm not just reading one or two comments, I'm looking for patterns. For example, if one person complains about withdrawal issues, it might not mean much. But if multiple users are saying the same thing, like I can't withdraw my money or my account was blocked, then that's a serious warning sign. Right now, as you can see, I'm carefully reading through these reviews. Take your time here. This step alone can save you from losing your funds. Now, I'm scrolling again, and this brings us to another critical section, the exposure section. I'm tapping into it now. This section shows reports from users who have experienced scams, fraud, or suspicious behavior from the broker. As you can see on the screen, these are real complaints. People share their experiences here to warn others. If you notice multiple exposure reports, especially recent ones, you should take that very seriously. One complaint might be a misunderstanding, but repeated reports usually point to a real problem. Now imagine this. You deposit your money, you make some profit, and then when you try to withdraw, you either get delayed endlessly or completely blocked. That's exactly what many of these exposure reports are about. So always check this section before making any decision. All right, I'm going to scroll back up a bit. At this point, you've checked the broker's profile, regulation, reviews, and exposure reports. This is already more due diligence than most traders do, and that's exactly why many people fall into scams. Let me be clear, no matter how attractive a broker looks or how convincing their offers are, you should never skip this process. Scammers are getting more sophisticated. They create professional-looking websites, offer bonuses, and even assign account managers to build trust. But at the end of the day, the truth always shows up in places like this: regulation status, user reviews, and exposure reports. So as I finish this check, you can see how simple the process actually is. Open WikiFX, search for the broker, verify the regulation, read user reviews, and check the exposure section. It only takes a few minutes, but it can save you from losing a lot of money. If you're serious about trading, make this a habit every single time before you invest in any broker. Don't rely on what people tell you, verify it yourself. And remember, in Forex trading, protecting your capital is just as important as making profits. Take your time, do your research, and trade smart. Now, before you rush off to check your own broker, let me show you a few extra things that most people completely ignore. I'm going back to the top of the brokers page on WikiFX. Take a look here. This section usually shows basic company information. Things like the broker's country, years of operation, and sometimes their claimed headquarters. Now, I want you to be careful here. Just because a broker claims to be based in a well-known financial country doesn't automatically make them trustworthy. Scammers can list fake locations or use virtual offices to appear legitimate. So what I usually do is compare this information with the regulation details we saw earlier. If something doesn't match, that's already a warning sign. All right, now I'm scrolling again. Another thing you should pay attention to is how transparent the broker is. Are they providing clear information, or is everything vague? For example, if you can't clearly understand their licensing fees or operations, that's not a good sign. Now, let's move a bit further down the page. Sometimes you'll find additional details like trading conditions, leverage, and platform information. Now, this might look attractive, especially if you see very high leverage or bonuses being offered. But let me tell you something. High leverage and bonuses are often used as bait. They're designed to attract traders quickly, but they don't guarantee safety. So don't let those features distract you from the most important checks we've already done. All right, I'm scrolling back to the reviews again. This time, I want you to notice something deeper. Look at the tone of the reviews. Are they overly positive with no details, or are they balanced and realistic? Sometimes fake brokers even post fake positive reviews to boost their image. So if you see a lot of generic comments like great broker or very good platform without any real explanation, be cautious. Real reviews usually include specific experiences, especially when something goes wrong. Now I'm scrolling slowly so you can see. Notice how some users explain exactly what happened to them, like delays, communication issues, or withdrawal problems. That level of detail is what you should pay attention to. All right, moving on. Let's go back again to the exposure section. I'm tapping into it one more time. This time, I want you to look at the dates of the reports. Are they recent or are they from a long time ago? If a broker has recent exposure reports, that means the issue might still be ongoing, and that's a big risk. Also, check how many reports are listed. One or two might not mean much, but if you start seeing multiple complaints over time, especially about the same issue, that's a clear pattern. Now, imagine putting your money into a broker like that. It's simply not worth the risk. All right, I'm going to scroll back out again. At this point, you can see that verifying a broker is not just about one thing. It's about combining multiple checks. Regulation alone is not enough. Reviews alone are not enough. Exposure reports alone are not enough. But when you put all of them together, you start to see the full picture. And that's exactly what smart traders do. Now, let me give you a quick scenario. Let's say you come across a broker on social media. They show you screenshots of profits, luxury lifestyle, and testimonials.
Here are some quick tips. Always double check the broker's regulation. Start with a small deposit. Avoid brokers that rush you, and never ignore warnings. Today from the Google Play Store, or visit the official website at www.wikifx.com and trade with and subscribe to Forex Strategies. Drop a comment if you want me to review a broker for you. I'm Michael David. See you in the next video.